Alright guys, we have what I would consider some good news, but some news that you have to make a decision on. And I'm going to release this as a separate video from Should You Summon on Dorothy, because I think these are two semi-separate topics depending on your situation in terms of how many pulls you have. But I fully, adamantly believe that this schedule is going to be very accurate, alright? Now, one thing is, this season ends October 31st. There's a 5-week season, which means until the next big unit, we'll say, you will have an extra technically week to grind. So that is something to note. For people also who don't really do playtime, well, guess what? Playtime rewards are being shifted towards dailies, so that means you're technically going to be getting more rewards in general. So that's something to note, at least right now. Also, Tower of Adversity should give good rewards. We're going to talk about that next video. Actually, we have the kind of semi rewards for Tower of Adversity. So what I want to say is this schedule seems accurate. Okay, Dorothy, then it should be Yami Charlotte, but they might. We'll see, because since the season's 5 weeks, banners are 2 weeks long. So either this is a 3-week banner or they come out a week later and we get reruns. We'll see. So this also means that it's pushed back. I should probably change that to the 31st. And then subsequently, this would be the 14th, I guess. All right. And then this would be, well, November 30th, right? So what I'm trying to say is that you need to make a choice. Okay, this is the main point of the video. It is very important for many free-to-plays to make a choice between Dorothy and Fuego. We're going to find out, we should find out very soon, actually 2 days after Global comes out, Global gets Dorothy, what Fuego does. 2 days after is when Fuego should come out on JP, and if he doesn't, then we're going to be in a very weird timeline. But Fuego is a Dark Attacker Fest unit who just released as a Dark Attacker Fest unit. Black Divider Asta. So unless they change stuff, we might see Thursday, right? They might change stuff. They can. Can they? Yes. Now, I honestly think Dark Attackers have way less value because they're limited to certain team comps where when you're a different type of attacker like Raya, well, guess what? You could work with the Dark units, which I like. But it's going to depend. We'll see. We will see. But I really think most people will only be able to have the resources to max one out between Doro and Fuego. And I think that it's good to mention how good Dorothy is, and then also how good Fuego is. But then you have to remember the context that Fuego and Dorothy are in separately. Alright, so let's get into it. We're going to start with the official kit, obviously. And I want to bring up some points that I didn't bring up last video, as I've had some time to kind of just sit on the idea of Dorothy being a top 5 unit easily. And let me tell you why. Alright, number one. Well, okay, I'm considering max dupe. Remember, we're comparing getting one or the other. And if you're getting one or the other, it means you have the resources to really, splurge, we'll say. Alright? Also, remember, Tower of Adversity should give more pulls. And if it doesn't, maybe we're going to have the Transcendence 2.0. We'll see. Now, this buff block is what really determines a lot of why Dorothy is so strong in my eyes. Okay? This buff block, she's quicker than every DPS right now. Okay? And what does that mean? Well, no matter what, if they don't get buffed, they can't get buffed. First of all, they can't get buffed. So, what does that do? Guess what? You're going to go before the DPS. So Dorothy has a very, very small chance of being killed. Now, what you can mention is she can be stunned. So there's multiple ways I could see this. One, I would honestly not be against putting a stun skill page on her. I don't know about you guys, but I would love to try her with a stun skill page, okay? I actually think this would be a good idea. Number two, if your Noelle goes before their Noelle, you're not going to be stunned. Okay? You're not going to be stunned. Now then, the actual point is that she cannot be killed before getting this ult down. Now, what does this ult do? You have a random chance of just applying one of these, right? Once you start getting this up, it's going to start to be over, okay? This silence is very strong, okay? It's going to stop you from being killed. Why do I say this? Okay, let's look at it in the case of Black Divider. Black Divider. he needs the skill 2 to really get his damage higher, technically, unless he takes damage. But in this case, let's say Black Divider's at 100% HP, he won't kill Dorothy. He has no buffs, no attack buffs at all, because he's buff blocked, right? When it's his turn, he has 0 buffs. So no matter what, Dorothy's not being killed because she's going to be at around 250, 260k HP, and it won't kill, okay? Another way you could go about it is turn 1, you apply this. Crit rate, disarm. But, you know, I would probably say this is better, but we'll have to see, obviously. Just in general, you should not be getting killed turn 1 if your Dorothy is well built. So bada bing, bada boom, right away. Okay, I think that's a really important thing to know, right? If there's no attack, usually, especially Black Divider's type disadvantage, 100% HP about, he is not going to be killing, okay? A good like support slash debuffer role, you're not going to get killed, all right? So that's one thing to know, okay? So once you get this down, I mean, it's low-key over. It is. I'm not going to lie. If you survive 2 turns, it is over. Just saying it like that. All right. Because then at that point, you're able to spread this, right? And then it becomes a snowball effect. So she's going to be good. Turn 1, if you get the DPS to be just null and void, what are they going to do, right? That's kind of a very important thing to talk about, is just Dorothy is going to become a necessity when it's 1 versus 1 DPS. And then what this forces is Dorothy literally forces a new team meta of 2 DPSs. Because that 2 DPSs is going to allow one of the DPS to speed and try and kill Dorothy or stun or silence. So it literally does force a new type of meta, because if you have 1 DPS, what are you going to do versus Dorothy? 1 DPS buff block. Okay. Your speed, you can't increase your speed. Okay. And then there's a, 2 in 5 chance you do less damage. Okay. And then a 3 in 5 chance you take more damage. So it's like, well, shit. At that point, right? At that point, it just becomes like impossible. And then if she gets to her second turn, it's over. Her second turn, guys. First of all, she spreads the debuff already on them. And then she spreads Nightmare to the whole team. And then on the DPS that you're most likely going to be attacking, disarm, crit rate reduction, reduce magic attack. If you get to that point, you win. And if there's both, this becomes a Dorothy versus Dorothy situation. Now, I want to make something clear. People are going to bring up past instances, but hold on. Now, people may mistake my positivity as summon. Now, let's get something straight. I said this, okay, I need to, this was a bit of an unfortunate case, I will say. I posted this video I posted the video 1 hour after Vanessa came out on Global, but I recorded this before Vanessa came out because obviously time zones, right? I posted this after using Black Divider after we got his kit. It says don't summon. The title says don't summon. I say don't summon. I made it very clear, even in this video, choose her from Gateway and don't summon. And then for Raya and Julius, what do I say? I wouldn't even be ashamed of you guys if you skip both of them. There you go. So Raya, Julius, Vanessa were skips in my eyes. And guess what? I'd still say they were skips. I want to make this clear. Most of the times, I don't think I've been wrong at all. Okay? Now, actually, it's pretty funny that this is here. I don't know what it was, but I did get some point wrong in this video in terms of reading the kit. But did I make a should you summon for him? I did not. I would say that is my bad. Now, I don't know how. Okay, I'm gonna take my loss here because I don't really know if I'm not gonna try and find it if Finral really, if I thought he was absolutely crazy to summon for. But it is my bad that I did not do a should you summon for that one, for sure. But I think my points, my views on these things in general have been right. Okay? And I wanna make sure that's clear. And I think Dorothy is a unit that's gonna be good. Very, 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 very good. Because of how she works, how she forces new teams. When you force a team out of the meta, I would say that is pretty good. And it's not just it's not just a team, it's a team structure of a 1 DPS team structure. You now are needing 2 DPSs to really compete versus Dorothy, because or else you will get cooked. You will. And I think we could all agree to that point. So this is why I think Dorothy is such a good unit. And what else is there? She doesn't even need max dupe. She doesn't. Guys, why does she need this SP if you're able to keep the Nightmare up? You ult, you skill 2, it spreads the Nightmare, and then the skill 1 extends Nightmare. You do not need this to reapply the ult. You don't. Now, sure, it might get the combo quicker, for sure. But you don't need Dorothy to do the combo. So I really think either one copy of the SP or use a silent skill page or a stun skill page. Block, silence block, stun block. So Dorothy is rather free to play for the value she is offering as a debuffer. I think we could agree on that point. Now, I'm going to make a controversial point. I think Fuego is a skip. He looks to be the Fest. If he is the next unit on JP, he should be the Fest. If he is, we'll find out. Now, guys, I want to make something clear. Let's make something clear. Dorothy comes out the 24th, Fuego the 26th. We need, if you are not sure, you wait until the 26th to summon. You wait to see what Fuego does on JP so that we could see. All right? I want to make this, technically Wednesday, actually. So, you wait. You just wait. That's it. You wait. All right? Because we're going to see Fuego. We should. We should see Fuego. If we don't, I'm going to tweak. Okay, I'm going to tweak. But we should. So wait. Just wait. Now, Monday, we get the, what's it called? We get patch notes. So because of that, or Monday or Tuesday, it should be Monday. Because of that, we'll be able to see. We'll be able to see what Fuego does. And then, sorry, if Fuego is a Fest. If Fuego is a Fest, then obviously it's going to definitely change things. But why? Why would you skip this? You might ask that. Why would you? Oh, just shout out Bio Broly, by the way. Getting 2 good units in one day on Dokkan, by the way, is insane. Insane. Anyway, good-ish for free to play, obviously. Now, look at this. First of all, we have Sekre leaked, so Sekre might come out right after Fuego. But the Fest, there's another Fest a month later. Okay? And the problem with Fuego is he's a Dark Attacker, first of all. And many people went ham for Black Divider. And it's not like Black Divider disappears off the radar. He's still there. Right? I just want to make that clear. He's still there. Dorothy nerfs everyone. But the thing is, there's another Fest a month later, guys. Come on. Like, if you're summoning for Dorothy, Fuego, Sekre, Lumiere, it should be Lumiere. Like, how are you going to survive? And then Fuego's a Dark Attacker. Black Divider's a Dark Attacker. They all have restrictions, so why would you do it? So we're going to have to see. We're going to have to make choices as free-to-plays. And sure, I don't make those choices as a pay-to-win who shows you guys everything. But I think from a logical standpoint, we have to make some choices. If you want to continue to play this game, have fun with the best teams, be able to compete, well then yeah, if you're free to play, you have to make choices. Say so. That's it. Right? So, let's go into what Fuego does. We're going to cover the general meat of it because Dorothy, her kit stayed the same. What was added? So, let me just say, this was the same. This was the same. This was added, but it was just it was basically technicalities, but it was important technicalities that we didn't know if it was true or not before, that we could extend Nightmare. So that's good. Now we could spread Nightmare, which we couldn't before. We got this, and that's it. That's all that changed. This, and this, all right? So the kit that we got in-game in the glossary on JP was tweaked very slightly. But now, by the way, join the Discord, link down below, go to leaks, click on roles, then click on the frog and you get access to leaks. All right, just want to make that clear. So here, right here, Fuego, very good unit. He will probably be better than Black Divider. But guess what? Mono Green's still in the fucking meta. So you're not really that bad. You're not looking bad. Okay, you're not looking bad if you're using old units, all right? That's all I'm saying. If you're a Fuego fan, go for Fuego. But hey, Dorothy's a queen, okay? Queen in-game, out-of-game, in the anime, in the manga, okay, and merchandise and everything, okay? But especially in the game. But Fuego, what does he do? Let's get the main points across. He has immortality at max dupe. Okay. Thank God it was another OST. Thank God it was another OST. Alright, anyway. I forgot to press loop. First of all, he needs to be max duped. No questions asked. Same as Dorothy, though. Because immortality is just like that, but they did that with Raya too. It's just how it is with attackers now. We have to understand attackers are going to be the most costly, probably with skill page 2 as he is a Fest. That's another thing. Fuego also needs the skill page where Dorothy does not, in my opinion. Second of all, he has built-in damage reduction. He gets 2 turns Salamander's Flame, gives him lifesteal damage reduction, and if you counterattack while Salamander's Flame is present, you get an extra attack on all enemies that does 100% attack and magic attack, which is a mini ult. Every time he counters, it's a mini ult. Mini AoE ult. It is. It is. It is. I just want to say that. Now I would. Ali. Yeah, I'm gonna make Ali start doing something. Now he needs to put his numbers. Where is Dorothy? I think Dorothy's a bit after. Right here. Okay, we need to try and snoop through. Do we see the ult damage? Do we see it? We need to find this because it's important. We need to. Oh, okay, here it is. No, Fuego. Fuego. Alright, ult. Oh my god. So yeah, you can see this is a 210 ult. A 210 ult. The counterattack is half of an ult. Every time. Every time. When you have Salamander's Flame on yourself, you have it at the beginning, guaranteed for 2 turns. With built-in damage reduction at the beginning of battle. You understand how big built-in damage reduction at the beginning of battle is, right? It's huge. It is huge. It is huge. Now, the main point is that when you counterattack without Salamander's Flame present, you get Salamander's Flame for 2 turns. Now, what he does is inflict Taunt. Just outright on the skill 1. Which is insane. It's insane. With counterattack too, by the way. Now, what does this mean? Remember, AoE counterattack. So, just want to make that clear. He has an AoE taunt. Want to make that clear. Guaranteed AoE taunt. Just we'll put for the record. Now, what to know is that he gets extra damage here per burn. He also burns on the left and right only. But the main part is that the 2 dark DPSs so far have had 2 protection mechanics. What do I mean by that? Black Divider. Okay, Zora's also here. They've all had protection mechanics. What do I mean? All right, so Zora has had protection. And then invulnerability. Sorry, here. Protection and vulnerability. Vanessa has had protection, but that's it. Vanessa's the actually unique case, technically, where she gives other stuff. She's a debuffer, so I don't know if it counts. But Black Divider has protection and immo. Alright? Where's immo? So, Black Divider has protection immo. Zora has invulnerability protection. So, wouldn't there be an invulnerability protection unit? And wouldn't it make sense on Fuego? Why? Because he counterattacks, so he cannot be a protection unit, which means they might give him invulnerability. Now imagine him without invulnerability. He sucks. He sucks. He needs invulnerability. I'm saying this baseline. He's either like the best DPS with invulnerability, or he sucks without it. Let's just make that, for the record, very clear. Okay? So yeah, he needs to have invulnerability on this skill too. Remember, we don't have the skill page edition. But then his ult is going to be a nuclear bomb. Because, well, actually, the attacks after. Because he gets all attack. Okay. So yeah, think of it. He's going to be getting all attack, which means his damage is going to skyrocket on its own. And the burn damage is going to skyrocket. Now, his combo applies 3 burns if there is Salamander's Flame, which is also crazy. Now, I feel like you got to remember, him and Mario are going to be probably an amazing combo. I think Mario is going to get buffed by Fuego. If we're thinking about it, Mario gets hit, burn, and then the skill 2 does more damage, and then bada bing, bada boom, you know, it's just going to be crazy, right? So that's kind of how I think it's going to go. Now, the main reason also is, what is it? Also, actually, no, that's not true. Because when, actually, no, yeah, it is. I'm wrong. So when you're also hit by an enemy taking burn, you counterattack. He has no AoE burn. He has no AoE burn. So having the ability to just counterattack whenever, and then also get Salamander's Flame when you counterattack with it, right? It's going to be little things, right, that kind of go together. So I would say he's going to be good. If he has invulnerability, an immo invulnerability counterattack AoE unit is going to be good. His damage is going to be high because of this, and because of the damage increase on his skill 2. That's very strong. With Mario, it's going to be very strong. Now this combo is actually going to be good. We got to see the skill page. Skill page, obviously, Black Divider, it made him. So he's going to get better. He's going to get better. But then there's Dorothy. Good in PvE. Remember, world boss. If you want to push for that or for raid, she's going to be amazing. Incapacitate, defense lower, extending. If you get lucky, of course. But Fuego has the same exact restriction as Black Dividers or Vanessa. So because of that, I just don't see a world where he's going to be as worth it as Dorothy. But I could always be wrong. We'll see. But I would like to say for now, Dorothy's probably the better choice for a lot of people. But you still have to choose. Fuego is going to be the best DPS in the game without a doubt. But is that enough for you to summon? Or do you think Dorothy, who's able to support many teams, create new metas, kind of, help you in PvE, is going to be better? Or if you're going to want some max dupe, max skill page unit, right? When you're 1 month away from from Anniversary Fest, right? I don't know. I would like to say Anniversary is just going to be the better pick. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Maybe I'm going to be proven wrong. But as of right now, logically, I think I've made my point, and that's all I have to say.